What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. Today is going to be our very first DIY video. Most of our channel is all about events, traveling, entertainment, things of that sort, but we wanted to switch it up a little bit. I gotta thank Floor & Decor for actually sponsoring this video. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be happening. Floor & Decor is going to have some of your greatest selection on anything you're going to do, hardwood floor, vinyls, tile, anything hard surface flooring. If you're going to be doing some kind of home renovation, highly recommend checking them out. But besides that, the way this video is going to work is we're going to do a lot of the before videos, videos along the way, picking out the tile, the vinyl planks, things of that sort. And then at the very end, we're going to have more of a how-to tips, tricks, assortment at the end. Down below in the comments or in the actual description, we're going to have timestamps. So if you want to jump ahead, take a look down below. They'll tell you where to go. But besides that, let's go ahead and get this project done. We'll go from here. Be a future project to do here at Floor & Decor. Alright, leaving the store now, we have our 3 choices. We're going to take them home, see how they look, see how they compare to our furniture, see which one we're going to like. From there, we'll make our choice, make our purchase, bring it home, and do some installation. So let's go get this done. Alright, today's the day we decided on our product. We're going to go with the Nucor Windsong LVP. One of the biggest challenges we had was actually picking the right color. Floor & Decor has so many great options. Being able to decide exactly which one is going to be right for us, it took a little while. We went through multiple different samples, but we finally did decide on what we believe is the right one. So I'm here today to pick up all of our product. I'm going to bring it on home and get ready for this DIY. So let's go do this. Alright, so a little bit of a snafu with our project. We got the Windsong home, opened up a box, started laying it down, and did not like the way that it was turning out. Just the one sample alone was not enough in order to see how it was going to work out through the house. It was going to make it too light, it didn't blend with the furniture that well, and we just really were not that happy. So went back to Floor & Decor, back to the drawing board, picked up a new product. This one we know that we've already opened up one box, it works everywhere, and we really love this product. So it's gonna look great, so let's go do it. Let's go get it installed. All right, the very first step that we're gonna be working on is removing all of the old quarter rounds throughout the entire house. That way you can butt the LVP right up to the baseboards, get a nice seamless transition once you're done installing all the floor. Then you replace it with new quarter rounds. That way it's all clean, looks perfect. So this right here, that's what we're gonna be removing right now. Once that's all removed, then we can go ahead and start installing some flooring. Alright, floor is swept up, ready to go, ready to start laying the first board. We're going to do things just a little bit different because we want to make sure that we run a full plank all the way up the stairs, all the way up. So instead of starting in the corner here, like you normally would, we're going to do it a little bit different. I'm sure it's going to work out fine. Because of the fact it's lock and click, it's really easy to make adjustments like that. We just want to make sure we got that full board running all the way down. So it is time to get started. Let's get this floor going. All right, we are moving on to room number 2, moving on to the family room here. Moving this way to that, you start from one side of the room, keep moving on over. Liking the way that it's really looking so far, matching everything, looks great. The process really isn't that difficult. It took a little while to get used to. The snap and clicks, all the cuts, things like that. It's your first time. All I gotta say, make sure you have patience. It will take a little bit of time, but once you get it down, you'll just start throwing those boards down like nothing. So make sure you stick with it, and you're gonna love your final product. All right, we are coming to the end of the project here. It's been a fun experience, a lot of hard work, but it's looking great. Loving the way that everything's looking. We got this hallway right behind me last with 2 bathrooms, so we're gonna have a lot of intricate cuts. Once that's finished, we'll knock out the quarter rounds, paint the baseboards, and you can call this project done. So that is our final project. Hopefully you love it as much as we do. Once again, thank you Floor & Decor for sponsoring this video. It's been an absolute blast going through this entire project, but make sure you guys stay tuned. Up next is all the tips, tricks, and how-tos that we promised were coming. Down below in the description is a timestamp for each of our different ideas. But besides that, here's to the next journey. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, comment, travel more, worry less. Alright, so tip number 1, get all your tools ready ahead of time. It's going to make the project run a lot smoother. Highly recommend it. Behind me I have all the tools in which I used. In the description down below I have a list of every tool that I use, so make sure you check that out. I'm going to go over a couple of the main important ones. By far the most important tool is the razor blade. You're going to go through tons of these razor blades, so you want to make sure that it's a quick change razor blade. One where you just push a button, pop in a new blade, so that way you just swap it out. You don't want one of the ones that has a screwdriver. It's just going to be a waste of time and you don't want to have to deal with that. Next, rubber mallet. Sometimes the edges, they don't secure completely tight and secure, so you just got to give it a little bit of a love tap. Closes it up, makes it waterproof. So having a good mallet is going to make your life a lot easier. Last one I'm going to go over is a pair of good pliers. There's going to be some scores that are going to be very small. You're not going to be able to break them off with your hand. So you're going to need to be able to use pliers to break off those scored edges. Then we get a nice clean cut. Actually, in one of the later tips, we go over that. I have the other tools here shown, but as I said down below in the description, it had a list of all the different tools you're going to need. And then make sure you follow that. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So that's tip number 1. For those long cuts, highly recommend one of these if you have one. It's a table saw, ripping down long length boards and stuff like that all the way down the side. It's gonna make it 10 times easier. If you don't have one, you still can make it happen with a straight edge and razor blade and everything like that. But if you got one, highly recommend using it. All right, so one thing you may encounter is some of the grooves may have a little bit of leftover print or material in there. You're gonna have to clear that out in order to get it to lock properly. Found out the hard way trying to lock it and wasn't working, flipped it over. And you can see that, let's see if I can get in here. Right in here, you just gotta take a knife, clear it out. Clear that out, just like so. That way it's all ready to go and you'll be able to get a nice clean lock in between the 2 pieces. Right, so when cutting the LVP, it's extremely simple. One tool that you need, nice sharp blade. Second thing, your square. You can use a small one depending on the width of your floors. Ours are a little bit wider, so I gotta use the bigger triangle. You mark off wherever you need to cut on your LVP. You square it up, and all you do is you just score it with your blade. Just like this. Once you have your score, set your stuff down, take the board, and all you gotta do is just honestly bend right at the score, you get a snap. That simple. So what do? You're coming to the end, you got a full board, and it doesn't fit. Real simple solution. All you do is you place your board like you normally would, and you're gonna flip it so it's reverse. Here, butt it up against the wall. Once you do that, you're gonna mark right where the joints meet, right here. That's gonna be your cut line. This is the portion that we don't want. All you gotta do is then flip it back around, grab your straight edge, grab your knife, put it on, score it, snap it, put it into place. You're gonna have a nice, tight, snug fit, and then knock it in. That simple. One thing for all your cleaning freaks out there, get ready, your house is gonna become a mess. There's no way around it. You gotta move furniture around, you gotta stash things everywhere. Our house is a mess right now. When we're doing a video, we're trying to keep it out of it, but here's a quick sneak peek. You can see behind here, we have furniture stuff everywhere. It's all part of the process in order to get the flooring in. Luckily, it is a quick process. Might be able to knock it out in a weekend, 4 or 5 days, something like that, depending on what your schedule is, but it's well worth it once it's all done. All right, here's another one for you. All your little scraps or cut-offs, things like that. If it's got an edge, I would highly recommend keeping it. You never know, it might turn out being useful. That way you save your square footage. It's gonna save you money. This little piece was a cut off from a piece down there. Now it's gonna go to the end right here, and it fits perfect. I just gotta cut a little bit off of it, and it's good to go. Save your scraps. For your close cuts, ones where you gotta score about that much right there, see? You're not gonna be able to break that off. What I recommend is scoring it like normal, grab some pliers, and break it off, just like so. And just go all the way down, breaking it. All right, here's another little tip for you. When marking your boards, one thing you can do instead of writing on the face of your board, in case you make a mistake, write on the back. So you can see where the X's are, those are the parts that are coming off. Right on the back of the board, so that way if you need to make any adjustments to any of your cuts or anything like that, it's not on the face of the board and you don't waste it. The other thing is, this is one of those little scrap pieces I told you earlier to save. It's coming in real handy for one of the little corner pieces I got in the closet that I gotta cut. So, as I said, always save all your scrap pieces to the very end of your project. It's always a great feeling putting the last piece, finishing a room. Right now we're finishing the kitchen right here. It's looking great. One tool I also recommend getting is one of these. It's for these tight corners when you can't get your fingers in there. That way you get a nice snug fit. I'll show you how it works right here. Get your board into place. Knock in your seam gently so you don't damage the floor. Slide this back of the board here. Take your hammer. Just seals it right up. That way you have no gaps, that water, everything like that can't get in there. Kitchen is done.